Welcome back to Houston Life. For many young children, finding a hobby or sport they love is incredibly empowering. But for 12-year-old Adeline Veillon from Katy, she didn't know if she would ever find her own purpose.
Yeah, it wasn't until her family discovered the unconventional sport of kart racing that something clicked. As a mom, how did you feel when you learned that Adeline wanted to take kart racing seriously?
It was a hard pill to swallow. It's something that she's definitely meant to do, though. She's always been very fearless. We kind of jokingly said she needs to race cars one day, and then we kind of got tangled in this whole race karting thing, and we came and watched a race, and she was like, I want to do this. And I thought, okay, one step at a time, let's see. And then when she started going out there and, you know, beating all the boys, although I love that she was beating all the boys, I mean, I watch it like this. I'm very, very nervous when she's out there because I just don't want her to get hurt. It's funny because Dad is saying, go, 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 and I'm like, be careful and have fun.
It just seems like a really high stimulation environment.
Yeah.
How does that work with Adeline being on the spectrum?
The world moves in a different pace for Adeline. Whenever she's on the racetrack, it's like everything kind of slows down and she can hone in on what she's doing. So
that's really cool.
I think it's actually kind of her superpower out here. Superpowers is what I like to call them. I think often it's like, oh, be normal, you know, be normal, do these things, act like these other kids. No, you don't have to do that, right? Figure out something that allows them to be who they are and allows their superpowers to shine. And I think that we've been able to do that with Adeline.
Wow. You guys really must believe in her dream.
Yeah.
In order to keep coming out here and doing this stuff.
Yes, yes. And I have to give Dad credit because Dad's out here much more than I am practicing with her.
The best thing about karting is the time I get to spend with Adeline. She's very athletic. And so we tried to put her in many sports when she was young, and she has problem with stimulus and controlling her emotions and things. So team sports were really tough for her. She's very hard on herself, kind of hard on others, and like she'll start spinning when there's like kind of too much going on. And so in the kart world, you kind of put the helmet on, and maybe it's happening in there, but it's kind of contained, and she's very black and white about things. Like if you tell her, hey, on this turn, I need you on this line, brake here, gas here, like that is the only thing that exists. There's no other way to do it.
What's your dynamic like? What kind of coach are you? She seems to be a perfectionist of sorts. How do you mold your coaching to that?
From a coaching perspective, it has been definitely more than just karting. Like many times we've come off of the track after maybe a wreck or a failure, or she didn't perform the way that she should, and she comes off upset and coming off and teaching sportsmanship and those types of things, because she'll come off and ram like when we walk away from the track, we'll cry and we'll be sad, but this day that you lost, somebody won. And do you remember that day when you won and they lost, how they felt? And so that's the best way for you to be a good sportsman for them and the other way. So remember, everybody's best days might be someone's worst day, and vice versa. So that's been more my coaching than the technical part. From a technical part, I just try to stay out of the way and get this thing running like it should.
So I'm standing on the track with a superstar of kart racing, Adeline. You are 12 years old and you have really, really shined in the kart racing world. Can you describe what it's like being a kart racer?
It is very fun. It's a lot of fun, especially the going fast. I love going around the track and beating all those boys.
You telling me you have a need for speed? You really like to go fast?
I've heard people say that before. I need a need for speed. I have a need for speed.
Can you take me through those feelings that you're feeling on race day?
Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous because anytime I do anything really, like anything that's competition related, I always get like a little bit of nerves at the bottom, but then at the top I'm like, I'm ready.
You're ready, you're locked in, you're focused, you're ready to go.
Yes, I'm ready.
Tell me about this this design on the kart here, Adeline.
So this is a little Americorn. So it's a unicorn and an America mixed together.
Your dad said it embodies you. Why do you think that?
Because it's all cute and it's like a cutesy animal that everyone thinks is like super like nice and stuff, but it has a fierce side, just like me. I'm like all cutesy, but then whenever I'm racing,
yeah, you have that competitive side. Beautiful, but maybe a little angry too, a little scary. I like that.
But still cute. It's so cute.
Still cute. What is it like working with your dad and competing
I do like spending the quality time with Dad. It's father-daughter time. It's good.
I understand you won some pretty big awards. What awards are you most proud of?
I'm most proud of my 3rd place cup from the Southwest Regional Cup. Sadly, they canceled the Southwest Regional Cup, so I can't get any more big cups that look really cool.
Okay.
And also, whenever I also really like whenever I get the plaques that say 1st place, fall, spring.
Yeah.
And one other big thing is, it's actually my biggest trophy. It's like a trophy if I have the most points, because every time you do a race and you get a place, you'll get points.
Okay.
So I got the most points out of everyone, and then you get a jacket. But that year they decided to make trophies, and they were big, and they were like this big, and it's big and epic, and I love it.
So in that season, you had earned enough points to get that trophy, that jacket. That is so cool. Okay, what do you wish more people understood about your autism and being on the spectrum?
I wish they knew that it's actually kind of hard for me. Like, people are like, oh, she's just a crybaby, because I cry a lot, more than normal people. And I want people to understand that I'm not crying because I'm sad. Anytime I feel a big emotion, I just start crying. Like anger, too much anger, I start crying. Not on the track though.
Okay, well, I really want to see what you can do on this thing. So I think we're gonna open up the track and let you do your thing. Is there anything else you think I should know? Is there anything else I missed? Anything else you want to say before we get you on this thing?
That everyone should follow their dreams, and let's get ready.
Everyone should follow their dreams and let's get ready. That is such good advice. Can I get one more high five? I like that advice. Well, that was awesome. Thanks for showing us how to rock it out there.
No problem.
She's completely in her zone out there.
Yeah.
And if you didn't see, she has an older brother and a younger sister, so she's the middle child. But to see her whole family support her and to really show her that it's who you are off the track that's important as well, showing that sportsmanship. I just think it's excellent.
And even when you don't cross the finish line first, you know, there's a good life lesson in that as well.
She's crossing it first a lot.
Good
So
job.
we're gonna keep our eyes on her. And if you want to learn more about Adeline and her racing journey, all you have to do is visit the Scene On section of HoustonLife.tv.